I mean, I'm sure you would all know that the author of Rent-a-Girlfriend has made a new manga that is getting an anime adaptation. That is the biggest news this year. I don't know what you're talking about, chat. Guys, what we are going to be doing today, we are going to be going through some of the biggest anime news that has come out since my last news stream. Now, it's been a while since I've done a news stream, so some of this news might be a little bit old in comparison to some of my other news streams. January was a little bit of a dry month, so I decided to hold off on that and just do all of February and January in one big news stream. Starting off with the biggest news that has been announced, and I am sure everyone is talking about. What do you think it is, chat? Oh, well, everyone's saying this. I mean, I'm sure you would all know that the author of Rent-a-Girlfriend has made a new manga that is getting an anime adaptation. That is the biggest news this year. I don't know what you're talking about, chat. The Shujin Family Children is getting an anime adaptation. Keep in mind that, remember, this is from the author of Rent-a-Girlfriend, right? Let me read to you this synopsis of what this peak story is going to be. The love between brother and sister. The love between man and woman. That which is most forbidden and most unyielding. The 2 sons and 5 daughters of the Shunji family shine like brilliant gems, each with intelligence and beauty in equal measure. And with the pedigree of their wealthy father behind them, how could they not be the talk of the town? Eldest son, Arata, has spent his life being tossed around by the whims of his colorful sisters. But when his younger sister turns 15, their father reveals a long-hidden secret of the Shuichi siblings and knocks Arata's world off its axis. I mean, what can you say, guys? What can you say? I am so impressed by this author who seems to have just this pure dedication, this pure grind set of just making what looks like the trashiest anime that the world has ever seen. And I gotta applaud that, man. This is pure dedication, man. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard about this one. Has anyone actually read this manga? I've heard that it is not as trashy as it seems like. Or not exactly as bad as it seems like on its synopsis. Can anyone attest to that? Or was that just pure cap? Yeah, Peak? Oh my god, there are two types of people in my chat right now. Here's the thing. I'm not up to date with Rent-a-Girlfriend. I'm about 50 chapters behind, but it's okay. I'm going to catch up eventually. But I think I have an issue, because I know that I am going to be following Rent-a-Girlfriend till the bitter end. That has a stranglehold on me. I try to get anyone that I know to read Rent-a-Girlfriend as much as possible. I need as many people to share the pain that I have gone through while reading Rent-a-Girlfriend. It is a complete roller coaster, but it is a roller coaster that I just can't seem to get off. Now that we've gone past season 3 in the anime, I don't know if season 4 has been announced, but I kind of do hope that season 4 is going to be announced, because I would like to see the reactions of anime watchers compared to what us manga readers have gone through. That's Rent-a-Girlfriend. I'm surprised he has time to make 2 manga at the same time. So I haven't read this one, but considering this one's already got an anime adaptation in the works, I'm like, my guy's trying to get every genre of the trashy romance genre. Like, he's trying to hit every single corner all at once. Is he going to come out with a 3rd one? I'm going to be watching this. I'm definitely going to be watching this. Moving on. That's not the only piece of news, because this just got announced yesterday. Frieren is getting a prequel. And it's not a prequel anime, it is a prequel novel, but that still is very, very exciting for me, because if it gets a novel, maybe that means we can get some Frieren OVAs or miniseries. What I know is that it's going to be a collection of 5 stories that are not included in the original manga's story. It's going to feature Frieren, Fern, Stark, Kane, and Aura. Now, I'm a bit confused as to what exactly this is going to be. Is it going to be what all of these characters were doing before the main series, or is it going to be basically with the original party? I very, very much hope it is going to be some stories with the original party, because I need to see more Himmel. Himmel is such a good character. Obviously, he plays a part in the main story of being the springboard that helps Frieren on her journey and starts the entire events of what that manga is about. But I would like to see what the main story was like when he was the hero, when he was the goddamn protagonist, because Himmel is just him. Like right now, the party in Frieren, they have no one that is like as charismatic or as charming as Himmel is. Everyone's very socially awkward. But during every flashback, you get this feeling of nostalgia towards this original party, even though you basically have spent no time with them. All of their story is told in flashbacks. So I would love to have seen some stories about going more in depth on how their relationship formed, just seeing more attempts from Himmel trying to flirt with Frieren, because pouring out for my bro, he tried to flirt with basically an immortal elf girl, and she probably won't realize until it's like 1,000 years later. Frieren's gonna be on her bed and she's gonna wake up one night and she's gonna be like, wait, was he flirting with me? Frieren is already doing so many things right, and I am excited to see what other stories could be told even before this current journey that we're on. I'm really interested, because I think beyond doing something new and going on a journey when the main journey is already ended, it's just a really good fantasy show. And I think watching Frieren has made me realize, hey, maybe we aren't all bored of fantasy. Moving on, the actual big news to come about in the past week, I think, is One Punch Man Season 3 has been announced. And guys, absolutely no one guessed the studio. Everyone had all their theories about, oh, it's gonna be Studio Mappa. And some people were like, no, it might be Yusuke Murata's studio that he just founded that wasn't them, and maybe it might be Studio Madhouse. Nobody really thought that it was going to be JC Staff returning. And as soon as I saw that announced, I could see the collective sigh of the entire anime community, man. Everyone went, oh God. The director hasn't been announced yet, so all that's been announced is the series composer and character designer. This has a trailer. Is this a trailer, or did they just put an entire fight scene into it, man? Who in chat said pre-animated, bro? Bro, pre-render trailer, man. Pre-render trailer. So, that looked okay. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of my hype for One Punch Man, the anime at least, did die out from One Punch Man Season 2, which is not to say what the quality of the manga is, because the manga is absolutely goddamn insane. And it feels like with One Punch Man Season 1, I feel like the animation was as good for its entire industry as the One Punch Man manga's art is as good for the entire industry of manga, because Yusuke Murata is just fucking goated. He's so good. And the thing is, as the manga has continued, I swear the art has only gotten better and better and better. There are some panels that just go, I thought some of One Punch Man's art was like the peak of manga arc, and then he's like, no, let me just one up myself. Let me just keep drawing these panels that just go to a godly level. And I cannot see many studios, many individual animators, just in general, being able to touch the level of art and the level of hype that he has managed to put into the One Punch Man manga as it is right now. And let's give the benefit of the doubt to JC Staff as well, because they can do good looking shows. The formula for JC Staff is essentially, is the anime called Railgun? And if the anime is called Railgun, you're probably gonna get good animation. Anything outside of that, it's a complete coin flip. I don't know if JC Staff can deliver, or at least I don't know if JC Staff can deliver that for multiple episodes. I know they can probably do like 1 or 2 fight scenes, but an entire season of fight scenes? Ooh, that's gonna be hard, man. That's gonna be very, very hard. So I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I am going into this very, very cautiously. Moving on. I know even more of you are gonna sigh at this piece of news. But Naruto live action movie has not only been announced, but it has been more or less confirmed after years of waiting. Yes, guys, there is another live action movie to add to the sea of live action adaptations that we have gotten so far. But for once, I believe this is not going to be a Netflix TV series like One Piece and Avatar. This is going to be a movie. It is going to be directed by the director of Shang-Chi, which was one of my favorite Marvel movies post Endgame, which doesn't really say a lot because there's not really much good things to talk about when it comes to post Endgame. And even though it's one of my favorites, I wouldn't even say I enjoy it a hell of a lot either. But here's the moment where I lament the fact that the One Piece live action exists, guys. Purely because of the One Piece live action, it used to be the case where whenever a live action adaptation got announced, you could be like, this is going to be shit. This is gonna be a car crash, but you know what? At least I'm going to be happy that I can just enjoy this car crash of an adaptation, and we're going to meme the shit out of it, and that's all good. And then One Piece went and said, you know what? Maybe live action adaptations can be all right. This is probably going to be bad, but it could work, maybe. Instead of having just purely bad adaptations, we now have things like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone has a different opinion on it, but from what I've seen and from what I've read from people who've watched the entire thing, it's not bad. It's just okay. It's just flawed, you know? I think doing something even worse than being wholly terrible, which is just being forgettable. If we just get a bunch of forgettable live action adaptations, that's gonna make me even sadder than if we get Dragon Ball Evolution. But moving on, we have Chainsaw Man's author Tatsuki Fujimoto's one-shot look back is getting an anime film. Talking about anime films, I am fucking hyped. Oh my god. I am so excited for this. This is the one anime announcement I am unbridledly hype over. Before I say anything else, let's have a look at the trailer. Oh, is it just gonna be one long shot? That's all I need, baby. That's all I need. I'm hyped. I'm already hyped. That's all. That is it. That's all I need. I've never been more hyped listening to ASMR in my life, man. I am already satisfied. Has anything else been announced about this? So the director of Flip Flappers is going to be directing the anime. Okay. You can stop now. I'm already hyped. Wait, what? Wait, there's a new studio called Studio Durian? My fellow Southeast Asia bros, it is here. We are finally getting some representation for our culture, guys. This is how we penetrate anime culture. Studio Durian solo carrying everything. Obviously, Tatsuki Fujimoto is one of the hottest names in manga right now with Chainsaw Man. But even aside from that, I think his one-shots are like a goddamn masterpiece. Especially, is it Goodbye or Goodnight Eri? I can't remember if it's Goodbye or Goodnight Eri. But his other one shot, I think, is, to me, I haven't read further in Chainsaw Man, so Chainsaw Man might go higher. But right now, to me, that is just like magnum opus for something that has really, really deeply affected me. I'm definitely gonna cry. I already know. I cried during the manga while reading this short story, and that was without animation, voice acting, music. This is going to hit, and I am very, very prepared. We just need one punch. We just need Fire Punch. Do we need Fire Punch? All right, moving on. This one kind of came out of nowhere. Does anyone remember Expelled from Paradise? This was a film that came out fucking years ago does the name Genrobuchi mean anything to anyone? Because there is a time when Genrobuchi was one of the hottest names in the anime industry in terms of screenplay and writing. And he made this film, Expelled from Paradise, or he wrote this film. And it's a fully 3D film, and it was aight. Everyone forgot about it, and it was alright. It is somehow getting a sequel, like 10 years later. It had some fun action scenes, but I'll be honest, I do not remember much or anything about this film. Let's see if the trailer can make me remember. Is she not cold? Good question. I mean, come on, chat. Is this not your first time watching anime? You think they feel the cold? You don't know that they are impervious to cold? This one's called Liberated from Paradise. All right. Well, that is a thing that is coming out. The thing that surprised me the most is Genrobuchi is coming back, and I can't remember the last time Genrobuchi worked on an anime project. Remember whenever he wrote a series and it was always an insta-watch, and then he just disappeared off the face of the earth and wrote the fucking puppet show? I'll probably see this one when it's got a DVD/Blu-ray release/streaming release. But yeah, I'm just surprised that this has come out again. Next up, new trailer for Spice and Wolf. Yes, this is coming out next season. I am very, very hype. Let's give this new trailer a look. Like she never left. I am so glad Holo is coming back, right, guys? Because all these new age anime girls, they don't know who the goats are, man. She is back to reclaim her throne as just peak waifu material, man. She is back. It looks like this new Spice and Wolf is going to be not a sequel to Spice and Wolf Season 2. It's just going to be a complete remake. And oh, who's that doing the music? I think I recognize that name. Is it Mr. Kevin Penkin? Come on, my guy. Come on, he's done more than just Made in Abyss, man. He's done more than just Made in Abyss. Even so, I'm very, very excited to see Holo back, like I said, to reclaim her throne as just peak waifu material. These Gen Zers, man, these Gen Alphas, they don't know. They don't know, man. All right, moving on. We have this one caught my eye. Plus-sized elf is coming in 2024. And the only reason I know this is because this was one of Sydney's first ever video on a manga. And the manga and her video title is The Thickest Manga You'll Ever See in Your Life, or something along those lines. And yes, you have my attention, Sydney. you have my attention. So I'm happy this is actually getting an anime after all this time. The synopsis of this goes, Naoi-kun, a massage therapist, is about to head home from the day when he's saddled with a rather strange patient. This lovely lady has emerald eyes, pointy ears, and grew up in the forest. Everything about her screams elf, except for one thing, her bootylicious body. It turns out she left her world but loves junk food in... She got reverse isekai to America, and there was no going back. Can Naoi-kun help this lovable elf girl lose weight and keep it off? That's all you need, boys. This manga doesn't do too much, but from what Sydney has showed me, this manga does one thing, and that is thick elf girls. Thick avocado waifu. What can I say? Moving on to more anime announcements. This one's a little bit older now, but I am still hyped because I didn't see many people talking about it. Dorohedoro is getting a season 2. This was one of my favorite anime that came out in 2020, and granted, there weren't a lot of anime in 2020, but I really liked this show. My only big problem with it was that we did not get enough with just one season. It felt like we got one season and that wasn't enough. And this is exactly what I think the franchise needed. This is exactly what I needed to, I think, enjoy the story way more, because one of the things that I think makes this story stand out so much is that it has some of the most insane world building I've seen. It's a world that is completely alien to any other world you normally see. You know, we're very, very much used to how the rules work in like fantasy worlds or magic worlds. This one has such a unique world that just seems like a fantasy based on an isekai Mad Max or something along those lines. You know, it's not even isekai, but it's something that's insane, and yet the world has its own logic that it seems to be very, very consistent with. And I fucking love that. I love it whenever a world presents you this world and it doesn't seem like anything that takes place in the real world, but it still follows its own rules and logic, and the way the world and the systems have been built up makes sense for the rules that are set in place. There's like magic in there. There's this guy who can just spawn mushrooms. There's this magical thing called dust. This guy has a head that's living in his head. He's trying to find out who the guy is, and how he does it is he bites people's faces off, and the people can see the face or the head that's living in his head. It's I don't know how to describe this. I don't know how to describe the show, man. And it has a big fucking muscly girl waifu. What more can you ask for? Konosuba's back, innit? Konosuba is back and is coming back next season. We are almost there, my boys and girls. A new trailer just dropped. So let's have a look at this new trailer. Good. It's just good to see the whole gang just back together, man. I enjoyed the Mega Man spin-off, but it seems like there's been so much Konosuba media, but all we really want is just to see the gang back together again, man. There's just something magical about having all of them together. And yeah, the Konosuba light novel, I believe, has ended now. I don't know how many seasons it would take to adapt the entirety of the story. Any light novel readers here? Do you know how many seasons it's going to take? 10 seasons? That's it? Maybe 6? All right. Well, see you guys at the end of Konosuba when One Piece ends, guys. Moving on to the last pieces of news. Dragon Ball Z is now part of a balanced diet. They are doing a collaboration with Reese's Puffs. I don't know. What? I mean, what can I say, guys? Goku can beat a lot of things, but can he beat a balanced diet? I don't know if Goku can beat a balanced diet, man. This just shows how many mainstream collabs are going on right now. There are just so many ways that anime, especially shonen anime, is integrating into just mainstream shit. This is just the latest funny kind of evidence on that. This was just a funny thing I wanted to show you guys, because the last thing I want to cover is Fate Stay Night is actually getting an official release. My fucking god, how long have we waited for this day, guys, for there to be an official release for us that is like not in Japan?
It's been 84 years.
As a Fate fan, one of the hardest things when recommending the visual novel is that there is no easy way to get the visual novel, because all of it before, you had to download the game and then install a patch. And I don't know why it's taken them this long to actually release it, because the Japanese have had millions of releases. There was never a mainstream Western global release. So we can now finally say, just go read the visual novel, which nobody still will. That someone just said, isn't this a hentai visual novel? There is like one H scene in this with each of the girls and maybe some harem ones, but you can enjoy this without the H scenes. This is a story you can enjoy without the H scenes, and I'm going to be guessing that this is going to be an all ages version. They removed the 18 plus scenes and then suddenly everyone is uninterested. No. I would say go read the visual novel. The visual novel is great, and I still think it's very much worth reading to this day if you are a Fate fan. And if you want to experience the 18 plus scenes, I am sure that there is other ways to experience them. But that is all of the news I wanted to cover for today. I've been Giguk, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.